I know you disagree with me, Michael. I can't imagine entering the ancient world in a Mediterranean world where other heroes, demigods, gods, born by gods, having portents of their birth, prophecies of their coming and whatever, and their death and then apotheosis, which I do think the earliest Christian material has this. He goes from the grave to ascension, right? I think that the narratives where we disagree, you and me are going to disagree. I don't think there's this long sojourn on earth. I think this, you could say he was bodily resurrected, but I would even go so far as to say bodily transfigured or transformed. So in a sense, this same body becomes something altogether new, not flesh and blood. This is my opinion. So like I'm looking at this and I can't approach the ancient world, Kyle, and go, well, I'm only going to just look at this one piece of evidence and ignore the furniture of the Mediterranean stories. And I use the word stories because I see tropes and I can't not see this as a trope. So for me, it plays a role to reverse what Michael says. It does put a dent in how I'm observing this specific claim within the zeitgeist of all the others that are out there. It absolutely does for me, at least. So,
well, let me ask you this. Like, let's say like we went to an alien planet and we wanted to convince them we were gods. Mm-hmm. What are we going to do? Are we going to like, let's say we're going to like, we got to do things that they're going to think would show that we're gods. And let's say they believe that, you know, to be divine, you have to like die and rise. Okay, well then we're going to do that because we want to convince them. I think God, if this trope really does exist, why does he have to completely avoid that if he wanted to reveal himself to humanity? Like he's going to show divinity in ways that people are going to understand divinity. I don't see. So if we were to look at it from a perspective of God, why does he have to scour the pagan myths to make sure that anything he does has not actually already been talked about in some sort of myth somewhere? I just don't think that logically follows.
No, and it doesn't. It doesn't.